So, Christians always say guard your heart until God asks you to remove your favorite song. Then suddenly, it's not that deep. It's just music, and God knows my heart. So, let me ask you something. How do you actually know if a song is okay to listen to? Because most of us aren't discerning, we're negotiating. We keep the songs we like and call it freedom. But what if the issue isn't the song itself? It's that you've never even had a clear way to discern it. So, if you want to grow closer to God, what you really need is a filter, a set of questions that exposes what the song is really doing to your heart. Because I get a lot of comments from you guys saying, what about this song? Or what about this artist? And while I truly love helping you find Christian alternatives and filtering songs for you, I realized something important. I want to equip you to discern your music choices for yourself. Because at the end of the day, your walk with God is personal, and learning to hear His conviction in your own heart is what will actually sustain you long term. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through that exact thought process, so you'll never have to guess your music choices again. Because, hi, I'm Josiah, and I've successfully cut off secular music for almost 2 years now, and it wasn't by willpower. It was by learning how to discern. So, in this video, I'm going to give you a simple framework to discern any song you listen to. We'll walk through the key questions you should be asking, how to actually apply them when you're tempted to keep a song, and how to tell if it's drawing you closer to God or pulling you away. So the next time you press play, you'll know exactly what to do. Let's begin. First thing you need to understand is this. You're not choosing songs randomly, you're choosing them for a reason. And most of the time, it has nothing to do with the song itself. Because music isn't just sound, it's emotional. You don't press play only because it's good. You press play because it feels like it's something you need. So instead of asking, is this song okay to listen to? Ask this instead. Why do I want to listen to this right now? Is it because I want comfort, nostalgia, validation, or just to sit in an emotion I don't want to let go of? Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. But here's what most people miss. You don't just guard your heart by avoiding songs. You guard your heart by paying attention to why you're drawn to them in the first place. Because if you don't deal with the reason, you'll just keep finding new songs that feed the exact same thing. And this next part is where most Christians get stuck. Because it's not that you don't know what's right, it's that you start negotiating with it. This is the part where it gets uncomfortable, because most of the time, you're not actually trying to discern, you're trying to justify. You already feel it, that small nudge, that hesitation, that thought that maybe I shouldn't be listening to this. That is conviction. But instead of responding to it, we start negotiating with it. We say things like, it's not that bad, and I just like the beat. Everybody listens to it. And suddenly, it's no longer about obedience. It's about how close we can get without feeling guilty. James 4:17 says, if anyone knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. So the issue isn't that you don't know. It's that you're avoiding what you already know you should do. And this is the shift you need to make. Discernment isn't asking, is this allowed? Discernment is responding to conviction. Because even if a song isn't bad per se, it can still be shaping you in ways you don't realize. And that's what we need to talk about next. But before that, if you're someone who actually wants to follow God more intentionally with what you listen to, please consider subscribing, because this channel is all about helping Christians make that transition in a way that's actually sustainable. Now, moving on to something that is really, really important for you to hear, you need to realize that even if a song isn't bad, it can still be shaping you subconsciously. Because this is where most people get it wrong. They focus on what the song says, but they ignore what the song does to them. I remember there were songs I used to listen to that didn't even seem that bad lyrically, but after listening, I'd be more emotional, depressed, angry, and more distracted by past hurt, to the point I felt I could never be able to get past it. And I realized songs weren't just informing me, it was forming me. Romans 12:2 says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that transformation doesn't just come from what you believe. It comes from what you repeatedly expose your mind to. So here's the question that you need to start asking. What does this leave me thinking about after? Does this song pull my mind toward God or toward things I'm trying to let go of? Because two songs can sound almost identical, but lead your heart in completely different directions. And this next part goes even deeper. Because sometimes the issue isn't just the song, it's that it no longer matches who you are anymore. Hey guys, we're now officially launching a Patreon because I want to make sure I can continue creating this content sustainably and responsibly long term. Before we continue, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone supporting this channel on Patreon. If you've been finding these videos helpful, or if you've used some of the song recommendations in your playlist now, please consider supporting this channel. These videos take many hours of research to make, listening to the music, sourcing them, compiling them, and producing the videos as well. I recently hired an editor to streamline the process and get the videos to you guys faster, but that costs money. I'm also newly married and stepping into a new season of life, so being able to support my husband while continuing this work means a lot to me. Your support genuinely makes it possible for me to keep making these videos and continue this mission of helping Christians cut off secular music in a way that's actually sustainable. And if you aren't able to support us in this way, liking, subscribing, and sharing this video already means so much. Now back to the video. Sometimes the issue isn't the song, it's that it no longer matches who you are anymore. Because culture tells you this: if you like it, keep it. It's part of you. Don't change, be authentic. But following Christ does the opposite. It changes you. Truth demands change. It transforms you into a new creation. You are made new in Him. So now here is the tension. You still like the song, but deep down, you know it doesn't align with your identity anymore. And instead of seeing that as growth, we try to hold onto it because it used to feel like us. It aligns with our old identity, what we are comfortable with. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, "If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new is here." So the question isn't just, do I like this? It's, does this reflect who I am in Christ or who I used to be? Because if your identity has changed, your inputs have to change too. Otherwise, you're feeding a version of yourself that God is actually trying to grow you out of. And this last part ties everything that we talked about together. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about songs, it's about your relationship with God. After everything we talked about, your emotions, your conviction, what the song does to you, and your identity, it all comes down to this one question. If Jesus was physically with you right now, would you still press play? Because that question removes all the gray areas. It cuts through all the excuses, the justifications, that it's not that bad, and it brings it back to what actually matters, your relationship with Him. Colossians 3:2 says, "Set your mind on the things above, not on earthly things." And that doesn't just apply to big decisions, it applies to what you let fill your mind daily. So the next time you're about to play a song, pause for a second. Ask yourself, would I be comfortable playing this if Jesus was right here with me? Not out of fear, but out of awareness that He already is. He is in the room with you. Because this whole process isn't about rules. It's about learning to live in constant awareness of God's presence. And when that becomes real to you, your choices start to change naturally. Not because you have to, but because you want to honor Him. And if you take everything we just talked about and put it into something you can actually use every time you're discerning a song, that's exactly what I created for you next. I took everything we covered in this video, the heart check, the conviction, the identity, all of it, and turned it into a simple flowchart you can follow step by step. So the next time you're unsure about a song, you don't have to rely on feelings. You can just walk through it clearly with this flowchart. And it's available for my Patreon members. For those of you who want something practical and visual, you can come back to anytime. But you know, even if you remove a song, the next question becomes, what do I replace it with? Because if you don't replace it, you'll just end up going back. And that is exactly why I created the Christian Music Vault, which is a database to help you find Christian artists that you'll love. along with music playlists and YouTube videos to help you find Christian alternatives you'll actually enjoy. So instead of feeling like you're losing good music, you're actually upgrading what you're listening to. So now you don't just have conviction, you have clarity, and you'll have options. So if you want those free resources, you can find them all in the description below. So, at the start of this video, you're probably unsure how to decide what songs actually belong in your playlist. But now, you don't have to guess anymore. You know how to check your heart, recognize conviction, discern what a song is doing to you, and whether it aligns with who you are in Christ. And most importantly, you now have a way to make these decisions intentionally, not based on feelings, but based on your relationship with God. And to make these decisions easier, if you'd like daily reminders to set your minds on things above and not on earthly things, I also design Christian posters, which you can find on my Etsy shop. And if you do decide to get one, you can use the code JOSIAH for 10% off, and that lets me know that you came from this video. Now, until then, stay rooted in Christ, and God bless.